Welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Sana, Mrs. Perfectly Imperfect Keto, where being perfect is overrated and being imperfect is appreciated. Today is finally Monday after our spring break week, having off last week from homeschooling. So today is April 17th, and we are really feeling the reality of getting back to reality. I want to kind of tell you guys what I'm doing first for my dinner preparation. I'm not hungry at all, so definitely today is going to be an OMAD. It's going to be a 1 meal a day dinner. I have here 2 pounds of ground beef. So this is just 80-20 ground beef. And I have here 1.5 pounds of ground chicken. So what I did was I just went ahead and salted both of these. And what I'm planning on going in with is some Scotch eggs for dinner. So what I did was I used that process that I tell you all, doing eggs, boiled eggs in my Ninja Foodi. You could also do it in an Instant Pot. I prefer this method than the old school method because it does allow for easy peels. What I did, because I want to make sure the yolk is pretty much somewhat over easy, going to be able to be a little bit runny. So what I like to do is just keep the lid for the pressure cooking on sealed pressure, and I pressure cooker it on high for 2 minutes. And once that's done, quick release, go ahead and do your ice bath like you normally would. And you do have to be a little bit more careful when peeling the eggs because, of course, now we're dealing with a lot softer of a white. That's the only kind of downside to it, but it's still fairly easy nonetheless. I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping these eggs. Definitely, I may have an additional as far as the ground beef because I definitely have 2 pounds of ground beef here. So I'm going to go in. I'm trying to use up this ground chicken. I'm going to go in with that first. And if all else, fails with not having enough to cover the eggs with the ground beef, we're going to simply just use that either for some kebabs or to possibly just do some burger patties. So either way, it's going to be a delicious dinner. So I wanted to kind of get started because I wanted to have a little bit discussion with you all. So simply what I do is I use a sheet pan and cover it with parchment and flatten down the meat. This makes it a lot easier when you simply flatten the meat. That way, once you get your egg like this, you're simply just putting it in the center. Let me go ahead and show you all. You're simply just putting it in the center, and you can just simply fold over all of that meat onto your egg. So it makes it a lot easier to get the egg covered. At least for me, it does. And then if there's any extra meat on it, you can definitely easily take it away. So like this is definitely a substantial amount. So it's very easy to simply just maneuver this. So as you're forming, you can see how much extra you're working with and take away or add as you're needing to. It's very, very simple. So this is definitely not a complicated recipe. It is very easy to do. It just might seem intimidating. All right, so I have one completed here. Let me go ahead and show you all. So as you can see, I quickly just got that one completed here. So first I want to start off because I thoroughly and generously appreciate anyone within the community that supports and simply just loves on one another. I absolutely just love it. And I want to let you all know about a channel. So if you do not know about Kipp with Carnivore Kipp, I'm going to link his full channel name in the description, but he actually had featured my channel on his community tab on his channel, and I know a few of you have subscribed, so I appreciate you all for joining, and I welcome you all, and I'm so glad that I can inspire you to subscribe. So thank you so much, Kipp, for entrusting me with some of your viewers. I truly appreciate it. I find it so heartwarming because it's not only to my benefit to help my channel grow, but I truly feel like it's a testament to us just wanting to see this community grow and being able to support one another and making each and every person feel like there is someone out there that has a channel, that has a story that is just like yours, and it allows that person not to feel alone. So I think it is so helpful when we support other channels. Not helpful just to us, the person that has the channel, but it's helpful to the community. So it's an amazing thing. When a channel supports other channels, it is a beautiful thing, because we should never be selfish with our growth, whether it be a YouTube channel, a Facebook group, even in our better health journey. We should never be selfish. We should want to see everybody prosper and grow, because this is not a competition. So hopefully everyone out there has that type of mindset, or we can only hope they do, right? So the other thing I wanted to mention, I do need to still create a community post, because I believe my name, as far as having keto in it, it has caused a little bit of confusion. It kind of has some under the impression that what I'm doing is keto and doing an imperfect way of keto, such as what some might call lazy keto or dirty keto. So that's some of the terminology. So let me know your thoughts. So for anyone that does not know why I named my channel the way I did, is because doing a ketogenic way of eating, my journey took a perfectly imperfect turn. So that is pretty much where the name comes from. Also, just the namesake of perfectly imperfect, that was actually something my grandmother had said to me when I was young, because I was the black sheep. I was the black sheep and the outcast when it came to friends in school. I was the black sheep when it came to my siblings. So my grandmother, when she basically saw that I was truly different in comparison to others, she simply just told me that I was made to be perfectly imperfect. So that is also why that way that I set my channel name, Perfectly Imperfect, also was to honor that thoughts that she had left with me. All right, so pretty much I'm almost done with the chicken, and I do have 5 eggs remaining. So I am going to create a community post. That way I can kind of just clear any possible confusion that I'm doing a carnivore way of eating. And I've been doing it dairy-free since the beginning of January. And currently right now, I don't see myself needing to make any changes right now. So far, I have not reintroduced anything new than what I have introduced between last month and this month. So as far as the seasonings that I've been using sparingly here and there, primarily I've just been using just salt. Occasionally I might use some of that hot sauce that I showed you all, the clean ingredient hot sauce. So those might be things that I might be using on the occasion, as long as I am just making sure I am not frequently using them, because of course we all know what it took to get heavy and to be overweight. We basically focused on having too much of a good thing. So I definitely don't want those seasonings being too much of a good thing. So I was able to make 6 of the Scotch eggs using the ground chicken. So I have 4 left of the boiled eggs. And of course, as I mentioned, I have 2 pounds of ground beef. So I'm definitely not going to be using all of that ground beef, but I'm going to go ahead and cover what I can with some of the ground beef. I'm going to first just take a break and I'm going to wash my hands and I'll be right back with you all. All right, friends, so I just wanted to be able to show you all. So this is simply just the ground chicken covered eggs at this point. So I'm going to set the air frying at 390 degrees for 6 minutes. It is going to take a total of 12 minutes. What I like to do is to do 390 degree Fahrenheit at 6 minutes. See what I look like at that point. If it is at the optimal doneness for me, I will simply flip it and go in with another about 6 to 8 minutes. So I will show you all what this looks like once it gets completely done, but let's go ahead and continue our little bit of a chat while we get those other eggs covered with the ground beef. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and get these other 4 eggs covered with the ground beef here. So I'm going to simply just do the same process, take some of the ground beef and flatten it down on the parchment paper. I did get a new sheet of parchment paper because I do not want to cross-contaminate when it comes to the chicken and then now the ground beef. So definitely let me know what you all think when it comes to the channel name. If it gave you any confusion, let me know, because I definitely want to be able to connect with anyone that is doing any way of eating, whether it be keto, ketovore, carnivore. So I don't want to change the name to just solely something carnivore, because I definitely feel like we all can benefit each other no matter what way of eating that we are doing. And also because people might start off at, say for example, keto like I did, and they might very well transition to carnivore if they get the proper support and if they get the proper inspiration. So that is another reason being why I don't want to change my channel name. I rather be diverse. So here is the ground beef one. But it would be great to hear the feedback. So if you guys can please share that, I would appreciate it. So to get into my meals for the weekend, I did go in with 1 meal a day. When it came to my meal for Saturday, I'm going to show a picture of the package if any of you are interested. But at Members Mark, I came across these prime rib beef steak burgers, and my husband was really interested in it as well. He kind of wanted to try it and see if there was a better flavor profile than, just like your standard 80/20 ground beef. So it's one of those things that's like, you know, you just kind of want to experience it and find out kind of what it's all about. So I will post the photo of the package as well as the pricing, but I can definitely tell you my favorite thing was the convenience of these little burgers, because they are little burgers. So when you think of these little burgers, it almost kind of reminds me of like little sausage patties. It's what it reminds me of, like the little breakfast sausage patties is what they're very reminiscent of. Or basically just sliders. You know, when people make sliders, they have those little mini burger patties. It's very reminiscent of that as well. But I did not notice any flavor difference than just standard 80/20 ground beef. So I did not have any like aha moment that, oh my gosh, like this is prime rib beef steak burgers, like wow, like I need to have this again. I did not get that kind of reaction. To me, it was still delicious because I love some ground beef. I never get tired of ground beef. Like some people might get tired of ground beef. I can have ground beef every single day. I don't get tired of it. But this was just, it was no different. So like, would I go out my way to basically hunt down these burger patties? No. I mean, would I buy them again? I would definitely buy them again, but I would not make them at the top of my priority when it comes to putting my shopping list together for the meat hauls that we do. But I'm going to show you all a picture, but what I did was I simply just pan fried them is what I did. It was very quick, very simple. We've been having a lot of rainstorms here. So along with the rainstorms here in Florida, we definitely get a lot of lightning. So I do not like to run any of my appliances, including my air fryer. So that's why I just opted to just use just my stovetop to just pan fry the burgers. And simply what I had on the side was 2 air fried hot dogs. Luckily by that time we did not have any rain, we did not have any lightning, so I quickly was able to get some hot dogs air fried. And the hot dogs are simply just the butcher all beef 100% beef hot dogs that I go in with. I have had a lot of people ask me, what do I suggest for a clean ingredient hot dog? Definitely check your local butcher shops. You know, even Dr. Ken Berry, he also promotes, become very familiar with your butcher shop. Try to be on a first name basis with your butchers. It's so helpful, not only because they will really try to keep a lookout for you if you're looking for anything. A lot of times if you get on such a friendly name basis with them, if you're ever looking for anything, they'll basically tell you, oh, hey, you know, leave your name and number and I'll call you, kind of thing. But if you're basically someone that they do not see as a regular, they might not go out their way like that with that extended courtesy. But that is what I ended up going in with. And that basically had wrapped me up for Saturday. Of course, you're going to see on my plate, I did have some pats of butter. You know how much I love just adding that additional fat of having butter to my meals. When it came to Sunday, I like to occasionally do an independent day with my kids. So I did a mommy and me day with our youngest, our 6-year-old. So I actually went to a local splash pad, a local water park with him. And when I tell you, it was emotional even leaving the house, because I was able to wear a swimsuit that I did not fit in. I can definitely tell you, when I first started the carnivore way of eating, I did not fit in this swimsuit, but I had fit in it. It was actually even a little bit loose on me, so I had to kind of be a little bit careful. So for me, that was such an amazing non-scale victory. I have not been on the scale at all since I finished my triple B&E, so have not been on it since March 1st. So I want to try to keep that going as long as I can. Possibly, maybe the next time I may weigh in is if I end up introducing dairy come June, when we start to take our summer break from homeschooling. I'll definitely weigh in at that point in time, because not am I wanting to gauge the pounds per se, but more so trying to gauge and use this scale for a data purpose to kind of gauge my inflammation is what I'm going to try to do, to see possibly if I became inflamed and took on a lot of water weight once I introduce dairy. So that is possibly my plan. That is kind of what I have in an idea right now. But at the water park, I simply just had some water. You know, it's been very hot here in Florida, along with the rain here and there. So I did not have any need for having anything at the water park itself other than going in with some water. Once we came home, I went in with actually frying some chicken wings. So I do have the package as far as the pounds and the pricing for the chicken wings. I can definitely tell you all, I had such a craving last week for Buffalo Wild Wings. When I saw the price of 20 wings, yeah, that was not in the budget for a one-income household. No way, no how was I going to be able to get 20 wings for myself, get 20 wings for my spouse, and also having to get some for my children as well. I even tried to see what the platter size was, and it was not worth it. It definitely was not worth it. It's mainly the reason why I primarily just cook at home, because we do not have any financial issues when it comes to us simply just buying what we need and just always just cooking at home. Like, it really, truly, I can't stress enough how much that stretches our dollar. Sell some burger patties. I mean, that does really not take much. You can do them everywhere. You can do them on the stovetop, the air fryer, the oven. Get yourself some burger patties. Even get yourself some ground beef. Even the ground beef that I purchase, as I tell you all, I generally buy at Sam's Club the ground beef. Some people call it a tube, but I know it as a beef chub is what I know them as from being born and growing up north. So it's simply just the long log of ground beef that generally stores have it anywhere from 9-ish to about 10-ish pounds. And usually it runs fairly cheap. So a lot of times you can either get it as cheap as $2.99 a pound, depending on the time of the year, or a lot of times I've spent the most $3.48 a pound, which is definitely not bad, because it comes out to, for like 10 pounds, it comes out to a roughly in the $30 range. And even if you are a household, like we are a household of 4, you can simply take that 10 pounds, bag up 2 pounds in Ziploc baggies and freezer baggies, and you have 5 days worth of 2 pounds of ground beef. For us, we do not use ground beef for every single day, every single meal. So when I purchase that 10 pounds, I definitely have anywhere from 2 to 4 pounds remaining in the freezer to be able to utilize that for my next following week's meal planning. So when you purchase it that way in that log, you definitely are getting a really great savings. If you are a household of only 2 or 1, you definitely are scoring a good savings getting that beef log. So definitely keep a lookout for it. There's a lot of places that have it. So Sam's Club's one of them. I do know Aldi has also the same type of beef log or beef chub. Also, I've seen people mention that Kroger has it. There is a bunch of different grocery stores. So definitely check. If you do not see it out in your meat department, ask someone in the meat department, or even go up to the customer service and have them call someone for you, because a lot of times it is such a popular item that a lot of times you won't see it out on the shelf in the meat section. You a lot of times have to ask because sometimes they just did not get a chance to notice that it had to be restocked again. I've had to do that at my local Sam's Club, and sure enough, they've always had it in the back. Just in the past 2 weeks, I noticed that they have been out of stock on it, but just as of this past shopping trip, they have it back in stock again. So always, always ask. So I do have the ground beef ones covered here. I'm going to go ahead and show them to you all. Okay. So when it came to that Sundays 1 meal a day, so we did fry some chicken wings, and you're probably thinking to yourself, what on earth does she fry it with? She's claiming that she's carnivore. I have it linked in the description for you all, the Wagyu beef tallow. It is simply just rendered Wagyu beef, and that is what I use for frying. I do have some photos that I'm going to be able to show you all of the frying, but definitely check out that company, because when I tell you that beef tallow that I showed you all, it is just amazing, especially for frying and doing a DIY at home for Buffalo Wild Wings. As you can see on the price tag, I believe it was like $12 and change for all the wings that I had. 12 bucks for my whole household to be able to eat chicken wings. Best believe it was not that price when it came to having just 20 chicken wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. So definitely check out that tallow. Definitely check it out to be able to fry yourself some chicken wings at home. The flavor is just exceptional. It is just amazing. If you have not had fried chicken wings in some beef tallow, you will be hooked, and it's going to be a good kind of hooked. So that was what I went in with, a whole bunch of chicken wings. What you see on my plate, I actually had more than just that one portion. So I went in with about 5 to 6 more chicken wings to get myself comfortably stuffed. But I simply just had some melted butter in a serving dish on the side. That way I can go ahead and just dip my salted chicken wings in that. And when I say salted, I salt my chicken wings once they come out from the frying. I put them on a wired rack and I salt as they come out. So that is the way I prefer to do it. You can do it however way you want. If you want to salt all the chicken wings first and then fry them, that is up to you. There is no wrong way. As long as it's a way you're happy and comfortable with, that is the right way. So I do have my air fryer that went off for the chicken Scotch eggs that we've done. I simply just need to flip them over and give them another 6 minutes or possibly more. And once those get done, I will show you all and update you what they look like. So stay tuned for that. All right, my friends, so the air fryer just went off. So let's go ahead and take a look. So now we already have them flipped and everything. So it's just to get them done on this other side. And they look really, really good. So these are the ground chicken covered ones. All right, my friends, so we have the ground beef ones that just simply got done. All right, so we do have one, maybe. All right, so it looks like some of them opened up a little bit once I flipped it over and simply just went in with another 6 minutes on the either side. All right, my friends, I do have my dinner plated up. So here I have those Scotch eggs that I made. I simply just did one of the ground beef and then one of the ground chicken there. I do have 3 leftover of those chicken wings that I fried in some beef tallow yesterday. And here I have an air fried New York strip steak and some pats of butter on the side to enjoy with it all. So this wraps me up for this Monday. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all. Take care, friends.